Stargate book presents Out of the Matrix, The Secret Way to Absolute Freedom. How to break the chains of the system, break free from patterns, and build wealth without working in the traditional way. By David DeAngelis. Copyright 2025 by David DeAngelis. All rights reserved. Introduction. Awakening from the Matrix. Have you ever felt that there is something deeply wrong with the life that society has imposed on you? That school, work, mortgage, taxes, and retirement are just a prison well disguised as normalcy? If inside you have ever felt this suspicion, know that you are not alone, and also know that you were right. They have lied to you. They have made you believe that working hard for 40 years, sacrificing your dreams and your freedom, is the only way to live safely. They have trained you to believe that stability is more important than happiness, that financial security is more important than your soul, that having a good job means being successful. But now I ask you, what is the point of success if you are not free? The truth is that you were born to be free, not to be a cog in a system built to exploit you. But breaking free from the matrix is not a piece of cake. It is a journey, a process of awakening and transformation that few have the courage to undertake. The grand illusion. The world is a gilded cage. From birth, you were programmed to accept a system of rules that you never chose. You were put in a school that did not teach you the truth about life, only how to obey. They told you to study hard to get a good job, without ever explaining how to create wealth. They taught you how to save, but not how to invest. They told you to buy a house with a mortgage that will shackle you for decades. This is the matrix, an invisible system that feeds on your energy, your creativity, your time. It convinces you that you are free, when in fact you are just a pawn in a game already decided by others. But there is good news. You can wake up. You can break the chains and take control of your life. The awakening, discovering the hidden power within you. You are not just a worker, employee, student, or citizen. You are a creator of reality. Each person has within him or her immense potential that the system has tried to suppress with fear and misinformation. Perhaps you have been led to believe that wealth is only for a select few, that only those born into a wealthy family can prosper. False. Wealth is a consequence of right thinking and right actions. The truly rich do not work for money. They make money work for them. They build systems, they invest in assets, they create value. They are outside the matrix. And you can do the same. How do you get out of the matrix? It is not enough to wish for it. You need knowledge, action, and inner transformation. This book is the map to free yourself. I will guide you through 3 basic steps. 1. Decoding reality. I will show you how the system has programmed you to remain a slave and how to reprogram your mind for freedom. 2. Creating wealth. Without being a slave, you'll discover the strategies used by those who have freed themselves financially, from passive income to new digital business models. 3. Building a life without chains. I will teach you how to protect your privacy, escape the controls of the system, and truly live by your own rules. This is your choice. Freedom is not a right that someone grants you. It is a choice, and every choice has a price. Staying in the matrix means apparent security, but it also means a limited, predictable existence devoid of deep meaning. Getting out means taking risks, facing change, but also truly living, with power and independence. Chapter 1. The Illusion of the System. You were born free, but they trained you to be a slave. Have you ever looked at a small child? Have you ever noticed how energetically he explores the world without fear, without limits? Watch a child when he plays. He doesn't think about money, doesn't worry about the future, doesn't feel trapped by duties or expectations. He lives in the present, free. But then something happens. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, society begins to program it. Don't be like that. You have to study to get a good job. Don't chase dreams. Be realistic. Life is hard. You have to sacrifice. These phrases, endlessly repeated by parents, teachers, media, and institutions, become the new code by which the child's mind is rewritten. And thus, a matrix slave is born. The Great Training, from free child to system gear. School was never designed to teach you to be free. It was designed to train you to obey. The educational system does not reward creativity, independence, or critical thinking. It rewards conformity. It tells you what to think, what to do, when to speak, and when to shut up. It teaches you to be a good employee, not a free being. They make you believe that the only possible path is to study, get a degree, find a secure job, and work until retirement. But no one explains to you how money, investments, or financial freedom really work. Why? Because the system does not want free individuals. It wants obedient workers. And so, without even realizing it, you enter the hamster wheel. You go to school for years, learning information that will rarely be useful to you in real life. You find a stable job, which is really just a way to trade your time for money while someone else gets rich. You get into debt early with college loans, home loans, car financing. You work to pay debts and taxes, getting trapped in an endless cycle. And in the end, when you could finally enjoy life, you are too old, too tired, and you have wasted your best years working for someone else. This is the matrix, and very few come out of it. The myth of stability, the cage they built around you. They told you that stability is the most important thing, that having a steady job, a regular salary, and a home of your own will give you security. But stop for a moment and think. Security for whom? For you or for the system? The truth is that the myth of stability is one of the greatest traps ever created. It is a weapon of control. A steady job is not security, it is dependence. If you need a salary to survive, it means someone else controls your life. Buying a home with a mortgage is not freedom. It is a contract that binds you to decades of payments, forcing you to remain chained to a system of debt. Saving money without investing it is not wisdom. It is the fastest way to lose purchasing power to inflation. They make you believe that the right way to live is to work for someone else, take loans, pay taxes, and put aside some money for retirement. But this is not security. It is slavery in disguise. Who's really in charge? Follow the money. Think about who benefits from the system as it is. Banks make money from your debts. They encourage you to take out loans for anything, studies, house, car. The more you go into debt, the richer they get. Big companies make money from your time. They pay you much less than you are worth, while they take the biggest share of the profits. The government makes money from your taxes. The more you work, the more you pay, the stronger the system becomes. The stability you have been sold is actually a gilded prison, and the more you believe in it, the more trapped you are. How to break the chain and get out of the matrix. If you want to be free, you have to unlearn everything you have been taught. Stop thinking like a worker and start thinking like a value creator. Instead of looking for a job, ask yourself, how can I generate wealth without selling my time? Get out of the debt cycle. If you have debt, your first goal is to eliminate it as soon as possible. Don't buy things you can't afford just to look rich. Invest in skills that generate independent income. Financial education, marketing, sales, digital business are tools for freedom. Stop looking for security and start looking for freedom. Security is an illusion. True security is knowing that you can generate value anywhere, in any situation. The first step toward freedom. Reading this book is already a step out of the matrix. But awareness is not enough. Action is needed. You have been programmed to believe that a normal life is the only option. You have been told that being a slave to a job is normal, that living with the handbrake on is normal. It is not normal, it's just what the system wants you to believe. The good news is that you can rewrite the rules. You can learn how to live without depending on a traditional job. You can build your financial and mental freedom. But first, you must decide. Do you want to continue to believe in illusions, or are you ready to discover the truth? The choice is yours. Chapter 2. Decoding Reality. Reality is not what they made you believe. Who are you really? Are you just a body made of flesh and bone, a human being living in a solid, objective world? Or are you something greater, a creator of reality, endowed with immense power that no one has ever taught you how to use? The answer is simple. You are much more than you think. The system has trained you to believe that reality is fixed, that you are just a cog in an already written world. But know that this is the biggest lie ever told. The truth is that reality does not exist independently of you. It is you who create it at every moment, through your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. If you don't learn to control your mind, someone else will do it for you. And that's exactly what the system wants. People who don't know they have power, so you can easily manipulate them. But now everything changes. Now you begin to awaken your true power. The power of thought, the hidden secret of reality. Everything you see around you was first an idea in someone's mind. Cities, cars, technology, works of art, even money. Everything was born from a thought. If the physical world is a manifestation of human thought, then it means that you also have this power within you. Your thoughts are waves of energy that affect reality. Each thought is an order you send to the universe. The problem? Most people do not know they have this power and use it against themselves. If you constantly think about lack, you will attract more lack. If you believe you are not enough, you will experience situations that confirm this. If you are afraid of failure, you will fail. It's not magic, it's science. Your mind is like a transmitter sending signals to the universe, and the universe responds. If you want to change your life, you have to change what you emit. Quantum physics and the law of attraction, the bridge between science and spirituality. Many believe that the law of attraction is just an esoteric theory, but what few people know is that it has a solid scientific basis: quantum physics. Scientists have discovered that reality is not fixed, but made up of waves of possibilities that collapse into a definite form only when observed. In other words, the observer influences reality. This means that the world around you is not something fixed and independent. It is a projection of your consciousness. What you believe, feel, and think determines what you will see and experience. The law of attraction works just like this. What you emit comes back to you. Not because the universe is some kind of magical genie, but because you yourself are part of the universe and have the power to shape it through your inner state. If you want to change your life, you must first change your inner state. You cannot create a reality of abundance from a mindset of scarcity. The focused intention, the engine of change. Thought alone is not enough. It needs intention, emotion, and action. Your mind is like a beacon. Where you point your attention, there your energy flows. If you are always focused on problems, fear, and negativity, you are sending energy to the very thing you don't want. But if you learn to focus your mind on what you really want, the world will begin to shape itself accordingly. How to use the power of intention to create your reality. Be clear about what you want. It is not enough to say, "I want to be rich" or "I want to be free." You need to define exactly how you want to feel and what kind of life you want to live. Visualize with emotion. Imagine that you already have what you desire. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the security of already being in that reality. Act as if it is already yours. Don't wait until you are rich to feel abundant. Don't wait until you are free to act like a free person. Start now. Align with opportunities. When you start changing your frequency, you will attract new possibilities. Don't ignore them. Act on them. The mental cage, the system wants you powerless. Why has no one ever taught you all this? Why is there no talk in school about quantum physics applied to personal reality? Because if people knew they had this power, the system would collapse. If everyone knew that money is just energy and that they can attract it without working as slaves, who would take a job they hate? If everyone knew that reality is influenced by thought, who would be trapped in a mediocre existence? If everyone understood that there is no separation between us and the universe, who would be more afraid of the future? The system does not want free individuals. It wants people who believe they are powerless, weak, and dependent. Your new power. Break the chains of old programming. Now you have a choice. You can continue to believe the old story of victimhood, scarcity, and randomness, or you can take control of your mind and start creating your life consciously. Exercise in decoding reality. Write down 3 limiting beliefs you've always had. For example, I have to work hard to earn. I can't be rich and happy. My situation depends on luck. Rewrite them into empowering beliefs. Turn them into, money comes to me with ease. I can be rich and live joyfully. I create my own reality. Repeat these new beliefs every day. Mind reprogramming is a process. The more you repeat a thought, the more it becomes your new truth. The world will never be the same for you. Now you know that you are not a puppet in the hands of fate. You know that you have immense power within you. Are you ready to use it? The next chapter will show you how to hack the system and use this knowledge to generate wealth without working in the traditional way. It's time to take action. Chapter 3. Hacking the System. Most people follow the rules. True freedmen rewrite them. They taught you to follow the rules. They told you there is only one way to succeed. Study, get a secure job, work hard, and save until you retire. But what if the system is designed to never really let you win? Those who are truly free do not follow imposed rules. They understand them and use them to their advantage. Hacking the system does not mean fooling it. It means understanding it better than anyone else and finding clever shortcuts to get what you want, bypassing the limits imposed on the masses. There is no single road to financial and mental freedom, but there is one basic principle. If you want extraordinary results, you have to think extraordinarily. Lateral thinking, the secret of visionaries. Most people think in a straight line, I want more money. I find a second job. I want to live better. I need to save more money. I want to be happy. I have to wait for retirement. This is linear thinking. It is limited. It is the reason why 99% of people get trapped. True reality creators use another method, lateral thinking. Lateral thinking is the ability to find unexpected solutions to problems, looking at things from a different perspective than the masses. Here are some examples of lateral thinking applied to the real world. Jeff Bezos realized that he didn't have to open a physical store to sell books, but he could use the internet and cut costs. Today, Amazon is the world's largest e-commerce platform. Elon Musk saw that the automobile industry was fossilized in the past and created Tesla, changing the rules of the game. Digital millionaires do not need an office or a boss. They have hacked the system by creating automatic annuities on the internet, while the masses continue to trade time for money. How to train your brain in lateral thinking. Stop accepting reality as it is. Whenever you hear a rule imposed by the system, ask yourself, is this really the only way, or is there a smarter way? Look for alternative models of success. Study people who have created wealth and freedom in unconventional ways. Read their stories, observe their strategies. Ask better questions. Instead of asking yourself, how can I earn more by working more? Ask yourself, how can I earn more by working less? Experiment without fear. Lateral thinking is trained by taking action. Try new things, fail fast, and learn from your mistakes. The more you train your mind to think outside the box, the more you will find opportunities that most people cannot even see. The value of information, the true coin of power. We live in the information age. Money today belongs not to those who work the hardest, but to those who know the most. The richest people in the world are not the ones who break their backs working 12 hours a day. They are the ones who have access to valuable information and know how to use it before others do. He who controls the information controls the world. Examples of how information can set you free. Financial markets. Ordinary people invested in the stock market when it was too late, while those with the right information bought before the value exploded. Crypto and NFT. Those who knew how to read trends made millions while others laughed at Bitcoin. Online business. The first people who realized the potential of social media built empires without ever going into an office. Information is power only if you know how to use it. How to use information to scale financially. Stop informing yourself like the masses. If the TV or newspapers are talking about an opportunity, it is already too late. Look for independent sources and follow people who have already achieved the results you want. Learn the rules of the game. Want financial freedom? Study how investments, money, and digital business work. Want to live without depending on a job? Learn about passive income strategies. Move before others do. Information has value only if you use it in advance. If you wait until it is in the public domain, you have already lost the advantage. Monetize knowledge. Anyone can learn something of value and resell it. Creating courses, consulting, or info products is one of the most powerful strategies for generating wealth without limits of time or space. The world does not reward those who work the hardest. It rewards those who know more and can act intelligently. From slavery to freedom. The difference is in your way of thinking. The system wants you to remain ignorant. It gives you enough information to make you function as a cog, but not enough to make you independent. If you want to be free, you have to do one basic thing: become master of your mind and the information you absorb. The questions that will change your life. Am I thinking like everyone else, or am I looking for alternative solutions? Are my actions guided by fear or knowledge? Am I learning something every day that can give me more freedom? Am I taking advantage of opportunities before others, or waiting until it is too late? The world is yours, if you learn to look at it differently. The difference between those who get trapped in the matrix and those who break free is the way they think. If you continue to see the world with the same eyes as the masses, you will have the same results as the masses: endless work, debt, unnecessary sacrifice. But if you start thinking laterally and use information to scale, nothing can stop you. Chapter 4. The Myth of Stable Work. The Grand Illusion. They made you believe that a secure job will make you free. You have always been told that a good job is the key to a stable and peaceful life. Study, find a secure job, build your career, set aside savings, and one day you can enjoy retirement. But stop for a moment and look at the reality. How many people who follow this path are really free? How many people do you know who have good jobs, yet are stressed, dissatisfied, and without free time? How many people with stable careers feel trapped, with no way out? How many work for 30 to 40 years only to find themselves at the end of their lives with a ridiculous pension and zero energy to enjoy it? Stable work is not freedom, it is a trap. Why the system wants you to believe in the myth of safe work. The world we live in is a huge machine designed to keep most people under control, and the most effective way to do this is to make them believe that selling their time for money is the only way to survive. But think for a moment. If labor were really the key to wealth, why are the most tireless workers always the poorest? If the company you work for considers you so important, why can it fire you overnight without a second thought? If the system really worked, why do so many people work all their lives without ever achieving freedom? The truth is that traditional jobs are not designed to make you rich. They are designed to keep you afloat but still dependent. Job stability is only a false security. It gives you enough money to survive, but never enough to set you free. How the money system works and why few get rich. If you really want to break free, you have to understand how the money game works. Most people work for a salary. They trade time for money. But the problem is that time is limited. You can work 40, 50, even 60 hours a week, but you will always have a cap on your earnings. Here's the first secret no one ever told you. Rich people don't work for money. Money works for them. While the mass work for a salary, he spends everything he earns. He goes into debt to buy things he can't afford. True financial freelancers do the opposite. They create systems that generate money without their direct intervention. They invest in assets that produce annuities. They use money to buy time and freedom, not useless material objects. Here is another great truth. Money does not reward those who work the hardest, but those who know how to use it intelligently. The 3 great pitfalls of traditional work. 1. Time is your most valuable asset, and you're bartering for it. You only have a limited amount of time in this life. Every hour you spend working for someone else is an hour that will never come back. What if you could earn without trading your time instead? This is the difference between active income, the income you earn from work, and passive income, the income that keeps coming in even while you sleep. If you really want to get out of the matrix, you have to create sources of income that do not depend on your working hours. You must move from working for money to making money work for you. 2. The system keeps you in the hamster wheel. Most people think they work for a paycheck, but they actually work for paying taxes, pay off debts, mortgages, loans, credit cards, paying unnecessary expenses imposed by the system. The system is designed to make you earn money and make you spend it as fast as possible. The more you earn, the higher your taxes and expenses. The rich, on the other hand, use a completely different strategy. They invest their earnings in assets, real estate, business, stocks, crypto, royalties, etc. They use tax laws to protect their money. They live with less financial pressure because money works for them. Who taught this to the masses? No one. Because if everyone knew how money works, the system would collapse. 3. Stable work is no longer stable. We live in a time when technology is replacing millions of jobs. Artificial intelligence, automation, robots are changing everything. Did you think your job was safe? Think again. Every year, thousands of companies close, millions of jobs are eliminated. If you entrust your future to a fixed place, you are playing a game you have already lost. The only real security is freedom. How to get out of the trap and start building wealth without working in an office. Step 1. Change your mindset. Stop thinking like a worker and start thinking like a value creator. Money doesn't come because you work hard. It comes because you solve problems and create value for others. Step 2. Build an independent income system. If you want to be free, you have to create sources of income that are not dependent on a boss or a company. Here are some ways. Online business, e-commerce, affiliate marketing, digital courses. Smart investments, stocks, crypto, real estate, startups. Content creation, blogs, YouTube, podcasts, info products. The key is to create something that works for you instead of selling your time. Step 3. Break the security mentality and pursue freedom. The security you have been sold is an illusion. True security is the ability to adapt, innovate, create wealth with your intelligence. Anyone can do it. But you have to choose to get out of the mental cage they have locked you in. The time to act is now. You have 2 choices. 1. Continue to believe in the fairy tale of job security and hope that the system will take care of you. 2. Begin to think like a free and build your wealth intelligently. Which one do you choose? In the next chapter, you will discover concrete strategies for generating income without being an office slave. Chapter 5. Invisible sources of income. If you don't see money, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Most people have been programmed to believe that the only way to make money is to work and receive a salary. They told you, if you want more money, work harder. Money is earned by the sweat of the brow. You can't have everything in life. But the truth is another. Money is not earned only through work. Money is created. There are invisible income streams, opportunities that most people cannot even conceive of because they have not been educated to see them. Today we are going to change that reality. Today you will discover how to generate wealth in ways that the masses ignore. Passive income, the secret to making money while you sleep. Passive income is money that keeps coming in even when you stop working. Have you ever seen a rich person on vacation for months and asked, how can he afford it? The answer is simple. He has created income streams that work for him. Here are some examples. 1. Investments. Investing is not just for millionaires. Anyone can start small, but the trick is knowing where to put the money. Stocks and dividends. Buying stocks of solid companies that pay dividends can create a passive income forever. Income property. Buying apartments and renting them out allows you to earn money every month without having to work. Funds and ETFs. If you don't want to manage investments yourself, index funds can grow your money over time. 2. Royalties and copyrights. If you create something of value, you can earn royalties for life. Write a book and make money every time someone buys it. Create music and receive money every time it is heard or broadcast. Take photographs or videos and sell them on online platforms. Creative people who understand how to monetize their ideas can stop working much earlier than others. 3. Returns from automated business. Imagine owning a business that makes money on its own without you having to run it every day. There are ways to do this in the digital world, and they are creating silent millionaires that the masses ignore. The digital model, making money online without working traditionally. Thanks to the internet, today you can earn money from anywhere in the world, without having an office and without depending on a boss. Here are some of the most profitable models. 1. Info products and online courses. If you know something that others want to learn, you can turn it into an info product. An ebook, an online course, a masterclass. People pay for access to exclusive knowledge. Once created, the product continues to sell without your intervention. 2. Affiliations and content monetization. You don't need to have your own product to make money. You can sell other people's products and take a commission on each sale. Some examples: promote products on Amazon affiliates and earn a percentage every time someone buys through your link. Open a YouTube channel or blog and monetize views and sponsorships. Create a niche Instagram or TikTok page and collaborate with brands to make money with your content. Many people today earn more from social media than from a regular job. 3. Automated online business. The internet makes it possible to fully automate a business. Some examples: dropshipping. Sell products online without warehousing and without touching the goods. Print on demand. Create designs that are printed on t-shirts, mugs, or gadgets and sold automatically. Software and app. If you have programming knowledge, creating a revenue-generating app can give you a lifetime income. The secret of online business is to build something once and make it work for you for years. There is no end to innovation and new methods of making money. If you want to be at the top of the food chain within the matrix, you cannot afford to be ignorant, but you must always be ready to be informed about new developments in the market and society. Only then can you have a look beyond the bars. Only then can you ride innovations and fruit them by creating resources, money, and freedom. Because true freedom is having enough money and resources working for you day and night, even when you are on a boat in the Caribbean enjoying the sun and the wind breeze on your face. This is the secret. Information and applied knowledge make you free. Crypto, NFT, AI, and the new opportunities of the new era. We live in a revolutionary age. New technologies are creating new opportunities for wealth, and only those who are smart can seize them. Here are some of the most powerful opportunities of the moment. 1. Crypto and decentralized finance, DeFi. Cryptocurrencies are not just a fad. They are the future of finance. Investing in Bitcoin and altcoin can generate huge profits over time. Staking and yield farming allow you to earn interest on cryptocurrencies without selling them. DeFi, decentralized finance, allows you to lend and earn without the need for banks. 2. Artificial intelligence and automation. AI, artificial intelligence, is transforming entire industries. Instead of fearing it, learn how to use it to create value and profit. AI can automate writing, graphics, marketing, and more. Businesses based on artificial intelligence can scale rapidly without the need for a huge team. You can create tools, chatbots, or automated services and sell them without geographic limits. Those who master AI today will be the leaders of tomorrow. Invisible money is everywhere. You just have to learn to see it. The masses will continue to work for a paycheck and believe that the only way to make money is through steady employment. But you now know the truth. You know there are endless opportunities to generate wealth without working in an office. You know that money is not only found in the traditional system, but everywhere, for those who have eyes to see it. Chapter 6. Becoming a creator, not a consumer. The difference between those who live and those who survive. Every day there are two kinds of people in the world. Consumers, who spend their lives buying what others have created, spending their time and money on things that enrich them only temporarily. Creators, who use their ideas, energy, and intelligence to build value, generate wealth, and live with independence. If you look at the richest and freest people in the world, you will understand a powerful truth. They are all creators. Jeff Bezos created Amazon. Elon Musk created Tesla, SpaceX, and many other companies. Steve Jobs created the iPhone and revolutionized technology. What about you? Do you want to keep buying what others have created, or do you want to start building your own empire? If you want to stop being a cog in the system and start living by your own rules, you have to transform yourself from a consumer to a creator. And to do this, you have to become the protagonist of your own life and monetize your passions, skills, and ideas. From worker to entrepreneur of his own life. The system has taught you to be a worker. It has told you that your role is to sell your time in exchange for a fixed salary. But the truth is that no one gets rich working for someone else. If you want to be free, you have to think like an entrepreneur in your own life, and you don't need to open a big company to do that. An entrepreneur is someone who creates solutions, builds value, and generates revenue in a smart way. Here are some basic steps to transform yourself from a worker to the entrepreneur of your life. 1. Realize that your time is your most valuable asset. If you sell your time, you will always be limited. You need to create income models that do not depend on your direct labor. Instead of doing manual work, create a system that can work without you. Instead of selling your energy, sell your knowledge and value. Second, stop being dependent on a boss and start creating your own business. A worker asks for leave to take a vacation. An entrepreneur decides when to travel. A worker waits for a pay raise. An entrepreneur creates more value and earns more automatically. The difference is in the control. You have to stop being dependent on one system and start building your own. Even if you start small, mental change is essential. How to monetize your passion and create a brand. Today, more than ever, you have the power to monetize what you love to do. Thanks to the internet, you can build a brand around your passion and turn it into a source of income. Step 1. Find your value area. Ask yourself this question: what can I do, or what do I love to do that can be useful to others? Here are some ideas. If you love cooking, you can start a blog or recipe class. If you are good with fitness, you can sell consultations or workout programs. If you like writing, you can create content for companies or launch your own book. If you have expertise in an area, you can teach it online. Everyone has something unique that they can turn into value. Find yours. Step 2. Build a monetizable offering. It's not enough to have a passion, you have to figure out how to turn it into money. Here are some monetization models. Info products and courses. You create a guidebook, course, or ebook and sell it without limits. Consulting and coaching. If you have experience in something, you can offer premium services. Subscription business. Create an exclusive club, membership, or Patreon. Affiliate marketing. You earn commissions by promoting other people's products. YouTube, podcast, or blog. Monetize through advertising and sponsorship. You don't need a large investment to get started. You just need the will to take action. Step 3. Build your personal brand. We live in an age when people buy from people, not anonymous companies. Building a personal brand means becoming an authority in what you do. Here are some powerful strategies for doing so. Create valuable content, videos, articles, social media posts. Prove your value for free and you will attract customers. Build a community. Interact with your audience. Respond to comments. Make real connections. Use social media intelligently. LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Choose the right platform for your niche and become a reference in that industry. Those who have a strong personal brand never have trouble finding clients and opportunities. The 3 fundamental rules for getting out of the mass and becoming a creator. 1. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Many put off saying, "I don't have enough experience yet. I don't know where to start. I will wait when I have more time." Wrong. The perfect moment will never come. You have to start now with what you have. 2. Stop seeking approval from others. When you start going outside the box, many people will criticize you. They will tell you that it's risky, that it won't work. Ignore them. The people who criticize are the same people who have never tried anything new in their lives. Do not listen to those who do not have the results you desire. 3. Invest in yourself. The richest and freest people in the world have one thing in common: they always keep learning. If you want to be successful, you need to invest in valuable books and courses, mentors and people ahead of you, tools and training that enable you to grow faster. The education you receive in school prepares you to be a worker. The education you choose on your own prepares you to be a creator. The time to transform is now. Now you have 2 choices. Continue to be a consumer, living, working for someone else, buying what others have created, and waiting for a change that will never come. Become a creator. Start building your brand, monetizing your passions, and taking control of your life. Red pill or blue pill? Which one do you choose? Chapter 7, Strategic Minimalism. Liberating to liberate. Because less really is more. Have you ever felt the weight of the things you own? No, I'm not just talking about physical objects. I'm talking about the bills, the mortgages, the habits, the commitments you've accumulated over time. I'm talking about the full rooms, the clogged garage, the endless notifications on your smartphone. Have you ever wondered whether you are living for yourself or to keep everything you have bought? Society pushes you to consume. It tells you that happiness is found in a bigger house, a more powerful car, brand-name clothes, a kitchen full of accessories. And so every item you own becomes an anchor, every purchase a new chain. Strategic minimalism is not a fad. It is not just living with little. It is a silent revolution. It is the art of eliminating everything that takes you away from freedom. To be truly free, you have to cut off what is superfluous, to return to what is essential, and to build a life not based on possession, but on possibility. Because you were born to be free, not to be a guardian of your things. The superfluous is the enemy of freedom. Every object you own requires something from you: maintenance, space, attention, money, time. Every object you add to your life takes energy away from you. The more you possess, the more you are possessed. This is why those who accumulate too often are stressed, tired, restless. Because he has confused wealth with accumulation. But true wealth is freedom, lightness, mental and physical space. Strategic minimalism is a filter. It is used to remove everything that no longer serves you, to make room for what really matters. Time for you, freedom of movement, mental energy, ability to adapt and reinvent yourself. It is not about living with less to sacrifice, but living with less to be more. Freer, more aware, more powerful. The law of the essential. The first principle of strategic minimalism is simple. Anything that does not bring you closer to freedom takes you further away from it. Ask yourself these questions. Do I really need this item? Does this subscription give me value? Does this habit nourish me or empty me? Does this environment expand me or suffocate me? Cut, eliminate, simplify, empty out closets, close unnecessary accounts, turn off notifications, stop buying things just to fill an emotional void. Remember, everything you let go of is one more meter toward your independence, and the lighter you are, the more you can move. The power of Geo Arbitrage, living better while spending less. There is a secret that very few people know, but it is changing the lives of thousands of people around the world. It's called Geo Arbitrage. It means using the difference in cost of living between different countries to your advantage. In practice, gains in hard currencies, euros, dollars. Live in countries where the cost of living is much lower, and you enjoy an often better quality of life. Imagine this. In Bali, you can live in a villa with a pool with 800 euros per month. In Mexico, you can eat fresh, healthy food every day for a few euros. In Thailand, you can work with your laptop while looking at the sea. Your lifestyle improves. Your expenses decrease. Your time expands. It is like multiplying your purchasing power without earning more. And the amazing thing is that you don't need to be rich to do it. You just need to be a job or activity that you can do remotely, online business, info products, consulting, the courage to step out of the comfort zone, the vision of wanting to build your life on your own terms. Geo Arbitrage is minimalism applied to geography. It is moving your body to where your freedom can breathe. The free Nomads Kit. To live outside the system, you need to be mobile, light, strategic. Here is your essential kit for freedom. A backpack, not a house full of things. A laptop connected to the world, a digital business or a passive annuity system, a growth-oriented mindset, a passport, physical and mental, ready to explore. When you free yourself from material chains, you can begin to build a life based on experiences, authentic relationships, continuous learning. When you live lightly, you can adapt to any situation, reinvent yourself anywhere, thrive anywhere. The Matrix wants you to have deep roots, to control you. You will build wings. Be rich in space, time, and freedom. True wealth today is not measured in square meters, nor in objects. It is measured in how much time do you have for you, how much freedom do you have to choose, how much you own your days. Strategic minimalism is the key to opening the door to a new life, a life outside the system. Your space is sacred. Your time is sacred. Defend them, protect them, liberate them. The next chapter will guide you to become invisible to the Matrix. You will protect your privacy, your money, and your personal power. Chapter 8. Becoming invisible to the system. When no one sees you, you are finally free. They have been watching you all your life. From the moment you were born, you were given a social security number, an ID, an address. You signed contracts, opened checking accounts, filled out forms, agreed to terms. Your every action is being recorded, monitored, tracked. They call it security, but it is actually control. They call it legality, but it's really surveillance. They call it system, but it is an invisible net that keeps you in. Today we are talking about the rarest and most precious freedom, the freedom to be invisible. Not invisible because you have something to hide. Invisible because you have finally realized that true sovereignty is not declared. It is built. In this chapter, I will teach you how to protect your money, your privacy, and your power. Not to run away from life, but to be able to live it on your own terms. The system wants to know everything about you. Don't give it that. Every time you use your credit card, the system knows what you buy. Every time you accept cookies, the system knows what you want. Every time you post something on social media, the system records who you are. And it does so not to improve your experience, but to feed a huge machine of control, profiling, and taxation. Your time, attention, and data are the new currency, and you, without knowing it, are the commodity. Becoming invisible to the system is not escaping. It is to regain possession of your personal sovereignty. It means choosing what you share. It means guarding what you own. It means moving through life with the lightness and elegance of one who has understood that freedom is not shouted, it is protected. Protect your digital privacy, the rules of the game. Use an always-on VPN. A VPN, virtual private network, is like a digital mask. It hides your IP address and makes you anonymous online. You log on from Bali but result in London. You visit sites without leaving a trace. You write, surf, explore, but no one follows you. Navigate with protected browsers. Ditch commercial browsers, Chrome, Edge. Use Brave, Firefox with extensions such as uBlock Origin, Privacy Badger, DuckDuckGo. Eliminate Google as a search engine. Use StartPage or DuckDuckGo. Quit social as if you were drugged. Social is not free. You are the product. Minimize your presence. Eliminate anything that does not represent you. Remember, what you post today can be used against you tomorrow. Chat in an encrypted way. Use Signal or Session instead of WhatsApp and Messenger. Avoid centralized platforms. Create separate digital identities. One email account for official contacts, one for subscriptions, one for anonymity. Never mix work, finance, and personal life. Divide to protect. Protect your money. The first step toward freedom. The money you keep in the bank is not yours. It belongs to the system. They can block it, withdraw it, track it, tax it. And if you want to be truly free, you have to learn how to protect your assets. Diversify your currencies. Don't leave everything in euros or dollars. Study currencies that are more stable, inflation-resistant, and less controlled. Swiss franc, Singapore dollar. U.S. offshore banks in favorable jurisdictions. Countries such as Panama, Georgia, Armenia, UAE, and Singapore offer stable, confidential, low-tax bank accounts. Opening an account abroad is legal. Hiding money is not. You will use these tools intelligently, not fearfully. Buy assets outside the banking circuit. Physical gold, silver, real estate in low-tax countries. Crypto wallet. Don't leave them on exchanges. Leaving cryptocurrencies on exchange exposes you to risk of bank failure and loss of related crypto amounts. Better to use ledger-type wallets. Do not purchase them on Amazon. You must be sure that the device was issued by the original house and that the protection passwords are in your exclusive possession. Use crypto smartly. Bitcoin is your financial passport. Ethereum, your engine of freedom. Use crypto intelligently. Don't buy just to speculate. Capitalize in the long run. Use anonymous wallets like Ledger. Remember, digital money is powerful only if it is under your control. Strategies for reducing taxes. Legally, the power of structure. Taxation is not a destiny, it is a choice. The rich do not pay less taxes because they are smart. They pay them because they know the rules of the game and have built smart structures. Here are some strategies you can study, apply, and enhance. Tax residence in a low or no-tax country. United Arab Emirates, Panama, Georgia, Bulgaria, Andorra, Paraguay. Become a resident where you are treated with respect, where taxes are fair, where your value is protected. Company in tax-advantaged countries open an LLC in Estonia, a company in Dubai, or a business in Hong Kong. Bill legally, transparently, and with minimal taxation. Live as a legal nomad. With the right passport and a good tax lawyer, you can become a tax nomad. You live in several countries, none of which have the right to tax you fully. USA trusts, foundations, and holding companies. Advanced but powerful tools. They make it possible to protect assets, minimize taxes, and secure inheritances without state interference. Caution. Use these techniques ethically and consciously. It is not about escapism, but about evolution. It is not about hiding, but protecting. The principle of selective invisibility. Being invisible to the system does not mean living like a ghost. It means consciously choosing what you share, when, how, and with whom. Sometimes it pays to be visible, to inspire, to attract, to teach. Other times it is better to disappear, to protect, to meditate, to evolve. Invisibility is not absence, it is mastery. When no one can control you, no one can stop you. Be free, be ungraspable. You grew up in a society that told you that exposing everything is normal, that showing, declaring, sharing is the rule. But you now know the truth. Freedom is built in silence. Power is exercised in the shadows. Autonomy is won through discipline. You are not a criminal if you protect what is yours. You are a sovereign being, and no system, no government, no algorithm can control a soul that has decided to become invisible. In the next chapter, you will discover how to complete your awakening with an unbreakable, courageous, and visionary mindset. The mentality of the free warrior. Your path to absolute freedom is entering its most powerful phase. Chapter 9. The mentality of the free warrior. The greatest freedom is not in the body, it is in the mind that does not bend. So far, we have talked about strategies, how to get out of the system, how to protect your money, how to generate income and live outside the matrix. But now let's talk about something even more important. Because you can have all the information in the world. You can know every shortcut. You can know everything about taxes, business, and cryptocurrency. But if your mind is full of fears, conditioning, and insecurities, you will always be a prisoner. The truth is simple and stark. Your greatest enemy is not the government. It is not the system. It's not the crisis. Your greatest enemy, it's in your head. And that is exactly where we need to go. In the heart of your mind. In the center of your fears. At the exact point where freedom is born or dies. Overcoming the fear of the unknown. The leap everyone fears. The system has accustomed you to one thing, the predictable. It told you where to study, where to work, what to do, who to be. It has built a platform for you and told you, stay here, it's safe. But off that track is life. The real one. The one that pulses, that vibrates, that calls. But it is unknown. And the unknown is scary. That is why most people will never be free. Not because they can't, but because they are afraid of what they do not know. Fear of the unknown is the silent jailer of your soul. But here's the secret. Every extraordinary thing happens only beyond the threshold of the known. Do you want to travel the world? There is uncertainty out there. Want to open a business? There's risk out there. Will you say no to a leader and yes to yourself? Out there is judgment. And that is exactly where you need to go. Because courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing freedom, even trembling. The judgment of others, the other invisible chain. Many people stay in the matrix not for lack of money, but out of fear of being judged. What will they think if I leave my job? What will they say if I change my life? Will they take me for a fool if I stop living like everyone else? Yes. They will judge you. They will criticize you. They will observe you. But do you know why? Because your freedom will be a mirror for their imprisonment. When you get up, those who are still kneeling feel embarrassed. When you say enough, those who have accepted everything feel provoked. When you choose yourself, those who have chosen fear feel threatened. But this is not your problem. It is theirs. This is where the free warrior mentality comes in. He does not seek approval. He does not seek applause. He does not live to please, but to be. To embody his own truth without compromise. Creating your own reality. The power of saying, I decide. A free warrior does not expect the world to change. He does not wait for the right moment. He does not wait for anyone's help. He creates. Where others see crisis, he sees opportunity. Where others see limits, he builds bridges. Where others wait, he acts. Because it knows something the system does not teach, external reality is a reflection of one's internal vision. Everything begins in the mind. If you think as a victim, you will live as a victim. If you think as a creator, you will see opportunities, encounters, ideas and possibilities appear. Your reality is not something you undergo. It is something you generate, by your choices, every single day. The free warrior does not depend on a salary. It does not depend on a government. It does not depend on the weather, the economy, the mood of others. He has a source of power within himself. It is his mentality, his vision, his discipline. The pillars of the free warrior mentality. Inner sovereignty. Nothing and no one has the right to tell you how to live. You decide what is right for you. Daily discipline. Freedom does not mean chaos. It means creating your own direction every day with rigor and intention. Spiritual resilience. There will be storms. There will be breakdowns. But a free warrior does not break down. He molds himself. Sacred silence. You don't have to explain everything to everyone. Your life is not a public debate. Doctor, take action and let the results speak. Absolute trust. The moment you stop doubting yourself, the world begins to bend to your will. Don't be the tame version of yourself anymore. Maybe no one has ever told you this, but I will now, looking inside you. You were born free. You are powerful beyond measure. You have the right and the duty to live according to your deepest truth. Don't surrender your power to others' judgment. Do not wait for permission to be who you are. The free warrior does not ask for a go. He sets off, and the world adapts to him. In the next chapter, I will guide you in the great final awakening, the synthesis of all that you have learned, to become not only free, but also a source of freedom for others. Your example will be the light that ignites other hearts. Your path has only one destiny: impact, the legend, the legacy. Conclusion: the final awakening. You are not here to survive. You are here to wake up. You walked all the way here. You have read every word. You have walked through uncomfortable truths, powerful revelations, concrete strategies, and deep reflections. Now you are in front of a door. Not a physical door, but an inner one. Behind that threshold is your true life, the one in which you are no longer a slave, the one in which you no longer need to ask permission, the one in which you write the rules of your own game. But before you cross that threshold, you have to really understand the difference. The difference between those who stay in the matrix and those who really break free. Staying in the matrix is easy, it is comfortable, it is familiar, it is approved by the masses. You get up, go to work, pay taxes, follow the rules, watch Netflix, complain a little, and start again. Everyone will applaud you for that. They'll say, "Well done, you're responsible." But deep down inside, a voice keeps whispering, "This is not your real life." Breaking free from the matrix, on the other hand, is a bold choice. It is uncomfortable. It is scary. It lays you bare. It forces you to really look at yourself. Those who remain in the matrix live to please. Those who break free live to fulfill. Those who remain in the matrix seek stability. Those who break free embrace evolution. Those who remain in the matrix obey. He who frees himself creates. True freedom is not escaping from the system. It is to no longer depend on it, either psychologically or materially. It is no longer being afraid to be oneself. And this freedom, no one will give it to you. You take it. With decision, with intention, with courage. The ultimate steps to living a life without chains. 1. Reprogram your mind every day. The matrix is first and foremost mental. It is a collective narrative. If you really want to get out of it, you have to rewrite the script. Repeat to yourself every morning, "I am not a victim. I am a creator. I align my life with my truth, not with other people's expectations. I owe nothing to anyone but myself." 2. Build your own system. Don't run away from others. It is not enough to criticize the world. You have to create your own. Create independent sources of income. Build healthy, deep, true relationships. Live in an environment that nourishes your soul. Design your ideal day, and then make it real. Those who truly free themselves do not live to resist. He lives to create. 3. Eliminate all dependence. Emotional, economic, psychological, digital. Everything that controls you is a chain. Cut it off. Train yourself to be with yourself. Learn to love silence, solitude, your own company. Only those who are whole alone can be truly free with others. 4. Be radically honest. The matrix feeds on lies, fictions, masks. You, on the other hand, strip your life down to its essence. Be who you are. Say what you think. Act in line with what you believe. You will be judged, sure, but you will be free. 5. Spread freedom by example, not by preaching. You don't have to save anyone. You don't have to convince anyone. You just have to live your truth so authentically that those who look at you wake up. Not with words, but with the energy you radiate, with the peace you transmit, with the silent joy of someone who has stopped fighting against the world and started creating his own. True awakening. Awakening is not a magical moment. It is a daily process. Every morning you can choose to go back to sleep or to continue building your freedom. Every time you turn down a job that empties you out, you are waking up. Every time you turn off the noise and listen to your heart, you are awakening. Whenever you choose yourself, even when it's difficult, you are awake. And at some point, something wonderful happens. You realize that there is nothing left to search for, because you have become what you were looking for. The final message for you: you are the revolution. There is nothing external that can really set you free. No laws, no leaders, no political revolution. The revolution is within you. The moment you stop obeying, the moment you begin to create, the moment when, with new eyes, you look at the world and say, "From today, I live by my own rules." This book has been a journey, a transition from sleeper to awakened, from spectator to protagonist, from servant to ruler. But now the story is no longer mine. It is yours. Get out, love, act, travel, create, help, live. Really live. Outside the matrix, inside your truth, because freedom cannot be explained. Freedom is embodied, and you now are free. Follow the white rabbit. David DeAngelis. You listened to Out of the Matrix, The Secret Way to Absolute Freedom. How to break the chains of the system, break free from patterns, and build wealth without working in the traditional way. By David DeAngelis. Copyright 2025 by David DeAngelis. All rights reserved.